Byona bya Ruhanga Amos is my name from the negating side. Few questions do I have for you, which require a yes or a no. Do you believe that mixed schools are also schools?
Sorry, sir.
Do you believe that mixed schools are also schools?
They are also schools.
Do you know that Uganda also has mixed sex schools?
Of course, many of them.
Are you aware that some mixed sex schools in Uganda have boarding sections?
Yes, depending towards the motion.
Do you know that these boarding sections are single sex?
Pardon me?
Do you know that these boarding sections are single sex?
I think you have to ask me such questions because you already know.
I require a yes or a no, which does not even take a minute. Are you aware that some decayed morals can take place in the dormitories of single sex in mixed schools?
I'm sorry, judges, maybe in his school.
It requires a yes or a no, simple.
Depending to our religion, it's not because we are Muslims.
It is me speaking. So, you are aware that homosexuality is a decayed moral?
I think you're towards our side. It
requires only a yes or a no.
Yes, because you're on the affirmative side.
Keep quiet. Does that qualify mixed schools to be also promoters of homosexuality too?
I don't get you.
Does that qualify mixed sex schools to be promoters of homosexuality too?
No, sir.
So should we shut both the single and the mixed sex schools in order to fight homosexuality?
I think our main aspect is homosexuality and single sex schools.
It is my turn. So you're saying, you're thinking we should do, when we are shutting, we should not only shut down single sex schools, but we should shut both single sex and mixed sex schools. Why? Because we are seeing also cases of homosexuality rising from schools which are mixed sex. For example, according to www.urn.net.uganda, in 2019, a head teacher of a certain school here in Wakiso, I can even mention the name because it is a fact. It is in URN. Rio Infantry Primary School in Wakiso was handed a life imprisonment or sentence for sodomizing 6 pupils. Again, according to www.upf.go.uganda, we see that the police in Ruizi arrested a teacher of Mato Muslim Primary School in Kianju, that is in Tungamu district, for sodomizing 14 students. This one is showing us that the case of homosexuality, it is occurring in both mixed sex schools and also single sex schools. So why should we now come only looking at single sex schools? Yet these ones also have some advantages. Dear August House, the doctor should not kill the patient suffering from headache by chopping the head. But we should look for medications to heal the headache. The herder should not kill the cow because of the tick on the back of the cow. But you should look for pesticides that we can kill the tick only. That is why we are saying, let us come and sensitize the teachers. After sensitizing the teachers, that they can counsel students. After counseling students about the dangers of homosexuality, then now we fish out the few cases, we go and rehabilitate them. When you have finished rehabilitating them, we bring them back. Because these ones are also human beings. Biara Hangamos remains my name from the negating side. Thank you very much.
Resolved. Before I start, I want to say, a blind eye keeps no secret. Our heart gives our mind giving warm information. So, I want you to correct me. Maybe I'm not wrong. Is it www.monitor.com or Daily Monitor?
We said it is www.
Please.
Yes, it is.
Why did God create 2 genders?
To have sex. That's why he created two opposite.
I call upon
genders.
attention, please. The ogre's house. I call upon attention, please. Do you support lesbians, gays, bisexual, and transgender?
We do not.
Then, how sure are you that these seminars will work out without affecting the homo addicts?
Through the plan we have told you.
Dear judges, I want to ask him some yes or no questions.
Yes, we are
So
sure
your
because
main
we have a plan
aspect
for
is
it.
peace or no? So your main aspect is peace, not consequential prevention. Yes or no?
No.
Dear judges, I thought you were speaking about peace. How can you say that we shouldn't close single-sex schools which are prevailing homosexuality? By the way, you're meaning that your school is a single-sex school?
It is a mixed sex
Dear
school.
judges, I wanted yes or no. Maybe he has failed, not that. Your main focus is religious in the aim of defense aspect. Yes or no?
No.
Then I thought they were talking about religions, dear judges. I thought you noted that. Maybe. Did you know that 30% of homosexuality is from only 4 prominent schools in Uganda? I'm sorry for the time being. Let's go about the laws they said about. By the way, they're saying about the law being enforced about homosexuality in Uganda. But let's go on the law of prostitution. Iggy, all laws are full of penalties for the crime of prostitution. And I already see police raids and arrests for prostitutes. I don't remember any conviction of a prostitute. If you know, please remind me why. Because the enforcers of the law are not in acts of the law. That was by General David Sejusa. I want to say that single-sex schools are doing their best. First of all, how? These schools are doing, as my former speaker said that, these schools are doing their best. You don't know how. You know, in Uganda there is a certain school whereby a head teacher being caught acting homosexuality. How can you be a sodomist and you think that your students are not sodomists with a student teacher? Imagine. So they are doing it at their best. So if a head teacher is doing it, he's the leader. There is a proverb which says that the older bird leads the young ones. So birds with the same feathers flock together. So this is a society. We come as the Ministry of Education of Uganda. You were saying about that mixed schools are being that they are also having that boarding sections whereby males sleep in their male facilities and females sleep in their female facilities. But you know, like my school, my attire, you see it, I am a Muslim. Please, dear, this is Saumu. And in Muslims, there is a law. This law states that the moment they find you acting immorally about sex, you may find that you are being killed. I stand upon saying that homosexuality has to be banned by shutting down single-sex schools. I rest my case.
I'm really impressed by the level of argument and depth presented by both teams. That is quite commendable. Now, before I go ahead to give my judgment, I want to first go back to this resolution. When you pay close attention to this resolution, you will actually notice that both parties are in a bid to fight homosexuality. So our interest is, we are asking ourselves the fundamental question. We're all aware there is already a policy that has been passed by the parliament that is underway. But now we are asking ourselves, could there be other policies, other alternatives we can use to combat a common enemy? Are we together there? Meaning, by virtue of this resolution, we are interested in the affirmative team. If you're telling us that we should ban single-sex schools in a bid to fight homosexuality, you should be able to show us that, judges, when we actually go ahead to carry out this policy of banning single-sex schools, it will be effective and play a major role in the bids to fight homosexuality. When I follow closely your arguments from first to second to third speakers from both sides, This is what I analyzed. The affirmative team did a decent and commendable job in showing us that single-sex schools are actually a point of weakness. Are we together? Which is the prompting of this resolution. Is there a point of weakness there that needs to be addressed? Team affirmative try to point out that clearly. Well, this is an area of weakness. Whether we deal with it by banning or something else is another discussion. Now, team negative, you're coming and you're saying we should not ban the single-sex schools. You're giving us alternatives. You kept emphasizing sensitization, which is okay. Now, they are raising a concern of that bureaucracy. You gave us a possible work plan, you gave us a period, you're telling us this number of months, after this number of months, which is very good. But they are questioning you on grounds of, we are talking about Uganda. We're giving you examples in Uganda where that process of talking and taking things through offices is not getting it done. Remember, at the end of the day, we are in a bid to fight homosexuality. All together. That was a very good question raised by Team Affirmative. They are saying, no, we want to act now. The work plan you people are giving us may never be implemented even in the next 10 years. Now, Team Negative came and also raised a very good concern that this is something that is existent in all schools. Are we together? At that point, Team Affirmative did not water down that point. Team Negative, you also left a point of bureaucracy and tampered with. Are we together, guys? Now, at that point, it was a stills for me. Now, when it came to the fourth speakers, that is where I was swayed either side of this debate. I gave you people maximum marks for style, 20 each, because I didn't have a problem with your style. Content, you people actually did research. So I gave both teams 30 apiece for content. Now that part in strategy, that edge in strategy, I would actually prefer to use the word edge, is where I gave the affirmatives 20 and the negatives 21, making a total of 70 for the affirmatives and 71 for the negatives. Thank you.
Now, Team Affirmative, I'll start by this. You need to buy that girl's soda after here. All of you, and I'll follow up and see if you have done same or not. Team Negators, please, if it's going to buy chicken for that young man, do it. He understood the assignment. He was the magician of this game. He killed it just because of that kind of a strategy. He brought a question, can a doctor heal headache by doing what? You found, I told you, most of you have visited you in schools, I told you, when the public judges you, it's very effective. You made the whole house moved. You made us do something that we are supposed not to do by laughing. We should not even do. But you moved the whole house. This is why the debate is here. It's a formal argument to move like a chess game. How do you place your chess? Thank you so much for understanding that. I'm not saying the rest of the team you are not good. Projection of the team, that's why you see our marks are like same. In terms of style, most of you are having the same marks. These teams have displayed the biggest, what we need as Crossfire. This is what we need. This is what a debate is now. You get my point? So it's only 2 marks that the negators take my side to my side me because of your strategy and your plan and your work plan. Telling us even though we shut out these schools, listen, it cannot be effective. How many schools shall we be going to be shutting out? The single-sex schools. Up to when? You get my point? And you gave them a plan that, listen, instead of shutting them down, what we do, sensitize these teachers through workshops. It's quite oxymoronic if you take all schools and close them all. Then where are your daughters going? Where are your sons going to be studying from? So that is the gist. You just understood the gist. They were outplaying you. That is the truth. The affirmative were outplaying you. But you understand the gist. And that is what a cross-examiner needs. I always put emphasis on the fourth speaker. The fourth speaker, you carry the team. The vibrancy, move the house. You want to pinpoint your points. Make your argument legit. Cream de la cream. And that is what you people have done. The fourth speakers, you have my sword after here. The 2 of you, you come. Clap for them, guys. Now, in strategy, I gave team negators 30. I gave them 28. That is where the point, you see the point is going. Content, all of you, I gave you 25. I've been giving people content of 10, 11, but you see you're getting 25. That means you're satisfying us with your evidence. The only thing I want to advise, don't ever mention any person's name, regardless of what, when you don't have a vivid evidence. Defamation, ladies and gentlemen, I told you it's a 40 million penalty. 40 million. They won't come for the company, they will come for you as a student. First, you pay the 40, as a company we shall pay the 40. Defamation. So don't mention any person when you don't have what? Any evidence. Assume it is your father being talked like that. Assume it's your mother and you're seated in that position. How will you feel? Now, put that kind of a sword into your body. Never. But mention somebody in a positivity kind of way. He has constructed roads. He created an awareness on this. That one we accept it. Are you getting me? That's to the first speaker in the affirmative side. Sawa? But you did a great job. I've loved this debate, to be sincere. I've loved, from morning, this is a debate I've loved. Maybe let me wait for these others to come. Because of time, I think it's a unanimous judgment. I gave the negator 74%. Well, the negator 74%, the affirmers I gave you 70%. Madam Florence gave the negator 77. He gave the affirmer 64. He gave the negator 71, 70. It's from this, it's a unanimous judgment. The negators have the side, but affirmative, you're good to go. That is a good setup. For the first time, clap for these guys. This is the first show they are doing. Can we clap for them, guys? It's the first show. That is okay. Team negators, you have the day. May God bless you.